Now on 767 News, tourist season officially opens. Tourism Minister says a slight increase in visitors is expected. Main airport officially renamed as plans for international airport design gets underway. And how much do you know about the former Melville Hall Airport? Stay with us as we share a part of that history. And in sports, 4 Dominicans participating in Digicel Kickstart Academy. Good evening, everyone. I am Tanya Green.
And I am Alicia George. Thanks for joining us for yet another day. When 767 News returns, we will bring you the latest developments. Stay with us.
You have a sense of style. It's elegant. It's chic. It's modern. It's timeless. At Quartz, we have the widest range of furniture to suit any style. So you're sure to find something that's you. Furniture is fashionable, only at Quartz, bringing value home.
At Beacon Insurance, we let you choose your own motor coverage. The price, you choose. The benefits, you choose. And it's available online all day, every day. Log on to beacon.co.tt and choose the most affordable way to insure your car today. Beacon, switched on.
When you serve your family Chocolisto, they'll be getting a tasty drink. That's good for them, they'll love the taste, so delicious and chocolatey. With vitamin A, B1, B2, B3, and vitamin D. With niacin, calcium, and iron too, they will drink nutritiously. And you will love the value, because Chocolisto gives you great taste and nutrition at a very affordable price. So say goodbye to high prices, and say hello to Chocolisto. An affordable nutrition in a tasty drink at Estefans. Right place, right price.
Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. The cruise ship berth on the Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard was crowded with people on Tuesday when tourists began arriving on island as the tourist season officially opened. Today, Dominica welcomed the MV Celebrity Summit of Celebrity Cruises at the Roseau cruise ship berth, the first of 8 new cruise ships that will arrive on island during the season. Speaking at an official ceremony earlier today, Tourism Minister Honorable Ian Douglas said the island is expecting a slight increase in cruise ship arrivals.
We have our first call here this morning. We are expecting a slight increase in cruise arrivals this season. I believe we will see about 191 calls coming to our shores, which is a slight increase from about 188 calls last season.
Minister Douglas said the ministry is doing all in its power to ensure that the destination remains competitive. However, the combined efforts of stakeholders, the private sector, and citizens are essential. The tourism minister said Dominica has some of the more natural and eco attributes that cannot be found in other destinations. But all this will mean nothing if we ignore other aspects of the sector.
We have, like I said, certain eco and natural attributes that really sets us apart and really makes us a special destination. But all of this will really come to naught if we do not pay attention to the other aspects of the product, our service delivery, the way that our guests are treated in the destination. Because one of the buzzwords and one of the key issues for the cruise lines is always guest experience.
Meanwhile, Colin Piper, CEO of the Discover Dominica Authority, has said that in order to get back to the number of cruise ship passengers to 500,000, more effort is needed.
And currently, I think we'll hit about 300,000 this season, and so we really need to get back a cruise line of the caliber of Carnival to help us get back, because Carnival accounted for some 167,000 passengers a year. So if we're able to get them back on weekly calls, I mean, we'd hit that number fairly quickly.
On November 2nd, 2010, Carnival Cruise made its final trip to Dominica after 21 years of service. The activities to commemorate the opening of the cruise ship season were planned by the Discover Dominica Authority in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism and the Cultural Division.
Dominica's main airport was officially renamed the Douglas Charles Airport on Monday in memory of two late Prime Ministers, the Honorables Roosevelt Douglas and Pierre Charles. Speaking at the official ceremony in Marigot, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, said the late Prime Ministers have been undisputed role models for him and his cabinet members.
These two outstanding Dominicans, in the brief period they were given to engineer a new start for Dominica, demonstrated clearly what hard work, honesty, integrity, patriotism, dedication to a cause, and love of a people, regardless of their class, race, or political affiliation, could do to transform a society.
According to Prime Minister Skerrit, these two individuals set the pace for the current Dominica Labour Party, DLP government, who helped in transforming the Dominican society. The Prime Minister said it is now up to his administration to continue the task of developing the island. In keeping true to that mandate, the DLP administration has entered into agreement with the People's Republic of China, PRC, to begin work on the much talked about international airport.
That the demand for a larger airport has now reached the stage at which we must expand the facilities. As such, we have signed an MOU with a private sector company in the People's Republic of China to build the long anticipated international airport using the build, operate, and transfer model.
The Build, Operate, Transfer model is a form of project financing wherein a private entity receives a concession from the private or public sector to finance, design, construct, and operate the facility stated in the concession contract. This enables the investor to recover its investment, operating and maintenance expenses in the project. The Prime Minister did not see when the International Airport project would begin, but thanked the island's partners in development, including the People's Republic of China, the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, the Kingdom of Morocco, Cuba, the European Union, Turkey, the United States of America, the United Kingdom, France, and Japan for remaining loyal to Dominica.
And for those of us who may not be familiar with the history of the Melville Hall Airport and are wondering what's the big deal, well, here's a bit of history about the former Melville Hall Airport, compliments Dr. Lennox Honeychurch, local historian, and Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. According to historic reports by Dr. Honeychurch, when the British took over Dominica in 1763, the colonial powers immediately sent out surveyors to cut up the island into lots for sale. During his speech at the official renaming of the main airport ceremony, Prime Minister Skerrit told the crowd that the boys in high positions grabbed the best bits first.
The biggest and most powerful of them all was Brigadier General Sir Robert Melville, Governor General of the Southern Caribbean colony of which Dominica was a member. He got 2,000 acres of land encompassing this valley that you see here today. He developed a sugar plantation and named it after himself, Melville Hall.
The Melvilles owned the land up until the 1860s.
Over a period of some 70 years, he and his descendants harassed the Kalinagos and then imported and enslaved hundreds of black people from West Africa. They were put to work in the sugarcane fields that once covered the land where we are gathered today. Records in our national archives show us that those fields of cane, which were spread across this fertile valley, were worked by 138 enslaved laborers who were replenished with new slaves every few years.
When the British decided to build an airport in Dominica, they chose Melville Hall in 1944 and bought the land from the owners of Melville Hall Estate. As soon as the road to Roseau opened up in 1957, the airport construction began. The Prime Minister noted that the wealth extracted from the land never benefited Dominica or any other of the enslaved. Prime Minister Skerrit said he refuses to continue to acknowledge the name of the slave owners as representation of the main airport.
I am adamant that we cannot continue in this day and age to have our main airport named after an 18th century slave owner. While at the same time, this government is actively seeking, along with our brothers in CARICOM, to get reparations for slavery from the British and European powers.
So there you have it, the history of the name Melville Hall Airport. Since then, of course, the airport has undergone many changes, including upgrade and expansion in 2006 and the introduction of night landing on August 9, 2010. But even as the airport name is changed to Douglas Charles, Melville Hall as a place will still exist.
The government of Dominica is all set to host its annual Diaspora Forum on Wednesday from 10 a.m. at the State House Conference Center. The forum is geared at providing visiting overseas national with an opportunity to dialogue with members of cabinet, provide a progress report on ongoing projects and programs of the government, and discuss other matters of interest and concern to overseas nationals. Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Foreign Affairs and ICT, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, and Minister for Employment, Trade, Industry and Diaspora Affairs, Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre, will address the forum. This year, the work of non-profit organizations involved in social development, health and education will be highlighted to encourage collaboration between these organizations, Dominican nationals living overseas. Meanwhile, the United Workers' Party, UWP, is inviting all visiting Dominicans from the diaspora to a special meeting on Thursday from 10 a.m. at the Prevost Cinema. This invitation was extended by the party's Roseau Central candidate, Honorable Norris Prevost, during a press conference on Monday. This is the first time that the United Workers' Party is meeting with returning Dominicans during the independence season. When we return, we will bring you the latest update on measures being taken by the Ministry of Health to combat Ebola.
Say goodbye to those miserable diets that leave you hungry and depressed and replace them with Tosh Snacks. Tosh Snacks are low in calories, have less fat, less sugar, and are packed with nutrition. So you always have lots of energy to walk or exercise and remove all those extra calories. Your diet will love the light honey crackers, sesame seeds, chocolate or vanilla wafers, fruit and grain, oats, fruit or granola cookies, oats with chocolate bits, and brand new cracker cereal fusion. No hungry, miserable, or depressed feelings with Tosh Snacks. Ask the fans. Right place, right price.
Introducing the Ashley Collection at Quartz. Quartz has joined with Ashley Furniture, the #1 selling home furnishings brand in America, to bring you the most extraordinary furniture selection at unbeatable prices. It's now easier than ever before to find that perfect furniture piece for your home. And what's more, you can add that special touch with the right accent piece from our range of designer accessories from Ashley. Create the perfect look for your home with the Ashley Collection at Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home. Visit the new Ashley Gallery at our Roseau store.
Ladies, men, and children, are you looking for that unique Creole fashion for this independent season? King's Garments, located on 34 Stieber Street in Portersville, and its new location on Independence Street is the place to shop, specially providing you with all your independence outfits. Your Creole Garments exclusive shop.
Vous soumez ce pantalon, chemise, waistcoat, petticoat, et bien jupe, radouillette, venez dans King's Garments pour capable de tout ça besoin.
Go to King's Garments today.
The Ministry of Health in Dominica is tightening its efforts to combat the deadly Ebola virus currently plaguing parts of Africa. In a statement issued on Friday afternoon, the ministry informed that effective immediately, a travel ban will be imposed on persons traveling to and from Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Liberia, the countries most stricken by the Ebola virus. This restriction will continue for the next 3 months. Persons traveling from Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Liberia, or those who have visited any of these countries during a 28-day period will not be allowed entry into Dominica, the statement said. The current outbreak in West Africa is the largest and most complex Ebola outbreak since the virus was first discovered in 1976, according to the World Health Organization, WHO. The ministry has advised that although assessments conducted by the regional health institutions, Caribbean Public Health Agency, CAPA, and the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, indicate that the risk of the introduction of Ebola to the region is low, like the other countries in the region, Dominica still remains at risk of an imported case of Ebola due to international travel. Ebola is a virus which causes severe and often fatal illness in humans. It is transmitted to people from wild animals and spreads in the human population through human-to-human transmission. The Ministry of Health will continue to monitor the global situation with regards to Ebola and advise the public accordingly.
And Dominicans are being urged to be law-abiding citizens during the independence season, as the police will not relent on keeping peace and order on the island. This message came from Police Public Relations Officer ASP Claude Weeks ahead of the commencement of the Creole in the Park on Monday.
We expect thousands of people, as usual, as is the case, as is the norm, to converge in the gardens. That's where visitors as well as local alike, returning Dominicans will meet, and will have a plethora or a multiplicity, a large assortment of dishes, and we have friendship and community will be together. We'll all be together in the park. But the police won't relent. We continue to exhibit our indomitable spirit, ensuring that we serve the people. We understand what our mandate is, and we'll continue to do that throughout all of the events, right throughout the year, but more so where we have thousands of people, where we have a mass body of movement of people.
He said, just like what was done for the World Creole Music Festival, all of their resources will be engaged during Creole in the Park and all activities and events throughout the year. ASP Weeks noted there was no major incidents inside or within close proximity to the park during the Creole Festival.
We also have to thank the public for their cooperation thus far in ensuring that everything went well. I see people looking out for each other and cooperating with the police, and that too we want to attribute to our education drive from the police. So we thank the public for cooperating, and we expect the public to cooperate with us with respect to the Creole in the Park. As we said, it's a large movement, mass movement of people, and we know that there are those who have the propensity or affinity to committing mischief, and that we will stop, will stultify their progress, will inhibit their movement, and you will see that demonstrated, if at all, that they don't intend to behave themselves.
The senior police officer stated the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force will not spoil or put a damper on any positive activity.
So we're advising particularly our young people to stay away from violence, to stay away from drugs, because one or two people are still smoking their weed and doing their drugs in public and flagrantly defying the law. The police, we're asking you youngsters, don't provoke the police. We're not in any war with you. We are appealing to you to obey the law and conform. Perhaps you're not obeying your parents, but I would advise you to obey them as well if you want to live long. Do not provoke the police. Don't provoke the law. We are here to guide you. Do not smoke your weed or get drunk and behave disorderly and badly and start to vandalize things and do things and deviant behavior and believe that, okay, it is a norm, it's usual. We won't accept that.
He added the police has a mandate to protect the citizens and will do so ceaselessly and without fear or favor.
The economic accomplishments of prominent Dominican businessman, deceased Albert Cavendish Shillingford, ACS, have been documented in book form. The book, titled The Extraordinary Life of Albert Shillingford, written by Dr. Irving Andre, will be formally presented to the public at a book launch ceremony on Wednesday evening at the UE Open Campus from 7:30 p.m. Family member of the late businessman, Dr. Clayton Shillingford, recalls Albert as having contributed significantly to Dominica in the area of business, having started his career with limited resources.
The underlying message is that here was a man with somewhat limited resources who built a business practically from scratch. He owned a large number of estates at the time, including Checkall, where I live. Many of the properties in the Petite Savane area were important because that is where the bay oil industry began. And of course, even today, Saint-Sauveur is still Shillingford property, handling the production of bay oil. And Telford Shillingford, a cousin of mine, is the one who runs that property now. And of course, you know that down in Makoshri, Den Shillingford runs the Makoshri estate, and that is a rum production facility. So the Shillingford family was very, very deep in agriculture, starting from that time. And Albert Cavendish was very much involved in that.
Dr. Shillingford is grateful to the author of the book for documenting the life of Albert and, by extension, the rest of the Shillingford family.
Irving Andre, as the main author, we have to thank him very much because there's a lot of substantial research that went into the production of the book. And the title, as you can see here, is The Extraordinary World of Albert Cavendish Shillingford. It says extraordinary world because it's not only his life that is described here, it is practically the history of the Shillingford family on the island of Dominica.
Chapter 1 of the book discusses the social, economic, and political environment in which ACS built his business empire and other prominent Dominican personalities with whom he interacted, including other dynamic personal family ties such as Howell Shillingford. In the 1930s, the Shillingfords controlled many aspects of Dominican society, legislature, estates, export of cassava, farine, arrowroot, cacao, coffee, rum, lime juice, and bay rum. The book is dedicated to the pioneers of Dominican industry, including Elias Nassif and Philip Nassif, Cecile Bellot, Josephine Gabriel, Louis Gabriel, and Ninian Marie.
In more news, after 46 years in the music industry, the Midnight Groovers on Saturday was presented with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Dominica Festivals Committee, the DFC, following their performance at the World Creole Music Festival. The award was presented for the band's contribution towards Kadas music in Dominica. According to the citation read by board member of the DFC, Simeon Joseph, the Midnight Groovers, known as the King of Kadas, have for over 4 decades given us a unique brand of Kadas Calypso.
The Midnight Groovers has given us a voice and a language for expressing some of the most troubling and disturbing issues. Yet they have remained constant and kept on producing music for every generation and musical period. In the spirit of the World Creole Music Festival, we salute the Midnight Groovers as one of Dominica's most enduring and iconic musical groups. Therefore, on this occasion of the 18th edition of the World Creole Music Festival, the Dominica Festivals Committee presents this Lifetime Achievement Award to this illustrious group from South City, Grand Bay, Dominica, the Midnight Groovers, World Creole Music Festival, October 25, 2014.
The Midnight Groovers has been a dominant fixture on the Dominican and Creole music landscape, churning up hit after hit, such as Coco Sec and Milk and Honey, among a repertoire consisting of a total of 35 albums over the past 46 years. Lead vocalist and founding member of the Midnight Groovers band, Paul Chubby Mark, is elated to be awarded, especially during this time.
It was a real struggle. We've been to Guadeloupe, 9 of us living in a two-room house. We don't have any money, nothing at all. But we decided we want to bring Dominican in somewhere. So we decided we're going to struggle to do it. We love you, and I love you, Dominica.
Chubby said love and unity has kept the Midnight Groovers going through its 46 years of existence. The latest in sports is coming up next with Larry. Stay with us.
Say hello to the Digicel DL700, our newest best value Android smartphone with a 4-inch display, front-facing camera, and a 5-megapixel rear camera. It's perfect for snapping and sharing. Plus, it's super fast, so you can play more, do more, and listen more. And choose to download from over 1 million apps in the Google Play Store. The Digicel DL700, the latest addition in the Digicel Android smartphone range. Make the smart choice. Digicel.
I made a stupid mistake.
See where it's now landed me.
My baby's now behind bars.
Feels forgotten by society.
It's time for us to make a change. All of us make a change. Juvenile Justice Reform Project. All of us make a change.
Make a change.
Instead of incarceration, y'all, let's try diversion, reform, rehabilitation.
Our youth needs a second chance beyond bars.
A world that accepts them with open arms.
It's nice to know that you're here.
Just know that we care.
This time we'll do our part.
Let's all make a fresh start.
It's time for us to make a change.
All of us make a change.
Juvenile Justice Reform Project.
All of us make a change.
Make a change.
The Juvenile Justice Reform Project, a new path to changing lives for good, funded by USAID and the OECS Secretariat.
Good evening and welcome to 767 Sports. We begin tonight's coverage with football. The Digicel Kickstart Academy was launched in Jamaica on Monday and will see 42 boys from across the Caribbean and Central America go through a week of intense training that will culminate in a final match on Saturday, November 1st between the Academy players and the Jamaica National Under-16 team. The Academy is a culmination of the Digicel Kickstart clinics, which gave more than 400 players a chance to train with coaches from the Chelsea FC Foundation. Jamaica's Minister with Responsibility for Sports, the Honorable Natalie Naita Headley, lauded the program as one which is helping develop regional talent and has the Prime Minister's full support. Meanwhile, the current Chelsea FC ambassador, Paulo Vieira, said, "This is a great opportunity for these players to improve their skills, not only in football, but in life." Dominicans Kwame Bell, Andres Joseph, Giles Mitchell, and Delroy Parker are participating in the academy. And in cricket, the West Indies Cricket Board WICB, the West Indies Players Association WIPA, and representative of the West Indies squad on the tour of India held an emergency meeting on Sunday evening in Jamaica. The meeting was cordial, positive, and fruitful, and discussions will continue in an effort to find a way forward following the premature end of the tour of India. The WICB was represented by President Dave Cameron, Director Don Webby, and Attorney Luke Hamel-Smith. WIPA was represented by President and Chief Executive Officer Wavell Hines, Secretary Wayne Lewis, and Attorney Patrick Foster QC. Representing the players who won the West Indies squad to India, with the exception of Marlon Samuels, was Attorney Ralph Fawn QC. Fawn also represented the interests of Chris Gill, Sunil Narayan, and Lendell Simmons. Also in attendance were players Andre Russell and Jason Holder. That's it for tonight's Sportscast.
Oh, many thanks to Larry for that sports report.
As part of Financial Information Month in October, 767 News, in collaboration with the local ECCB office, is offering a month of financial tips.
Develop a financial plan. Most successful businesses have a 3-year or 5-year plan to guide them into the future. Do you have a financial plan for your life that will help you navigate through the everyday ups and downs and guide you to your future financial goals?
And that's all for now.
And before we leave, Alicia, it's a good time to welcome all our family and friends and visitors to the Nature Island this time for our 36th anniversary of independence. You know, we're celebrating, and it's a time for us to be proud of our accomplishments, of our achievements over the past 36 years as an independent nation. Dominicans from far and wide are in Dominica celebrating with us.
Yes, and we're inviting all our diaspora and all individuals who are in Dominica right now to our Creole in the Park event, which was on its second day today. We're also inviting them to the youth rally on Thursday, and on Friday we will celebrate Creole Day, dress in your madras, come and just celebrate with us. On Monday, we're also celebrating the police drilling, and we have the cultural gala as well. So all these activities are scheduled for the independence season, and we're inviting everyone to come on.
You know, Alicia, we could sit here and talk until tomorrow. But that's all the time we have for the news. Drop us an email. That's right, drop us an email or friend us on Facebook, and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us here on the 767 News production team, I am Tanya Green.
And I'm Alicia George. Thanks for watching.